Hi, as we close out the semester, I wanted to just share with you a brief story that tries to illustrate why I'm so passionate about this class. I've really enjoyed this semester, and watching the projects last week was really kind of inspiring, and it continues to amaze me how students such as yourselves come through this course and take what you already know and what you've already experienced and blend it with what we're learning and come up with some really amazing projects. But as we close this course, I wanted to just share with you briefly why I'm so passionate about this course and why I'm so excited when I see the kind of work that I witnessed with the videos last week. In 1975, I graduated from Duke University, and my first job out of college was to go to work with Young Life in a neighborhood of Boston known as Jamaica Plain. At the time, Jamaica Plain was a low-income community that was approximately one-third Irish Catholic, one-third Puerto Rican, and one-third African American, with a few Cubans and other Central American peoples mixed in. And I was hired just for 3 months to determine whether or not it was going to be possible to start a Young Life program in that particular neighborhood of Boston. Well, those 3 months turned into 6 years. I worked with Young Life for 3 years, and then for another 3 years with the church in that same neighborhood. And I was one of these kids when I came out of college that had a lot of leadership experience and had a lot of success in athletics and student government and organizing things at the school. And so people would have assumed that I was what you might call a natural leader. But when I got into this position, I came up against all sorts of limitations. Here I was, fresh out of college, and I was being charged to start a program from scratch. I had to recruit and supervise volunteers. I had to organize programs for kids. I had to do fundraising and go downtown and talk to people about our program. I had to communicate with donors. I had to work with the board, and I had to communicate with the larger Young Life organization about what we were doing. And I had no training. I had no background. And as a result, I had a lot of frustrations, a lot of failure, and a lot of burnout, frankly. I've often said to people that I wish I had known half of what we teach in this program when I started that. I mean, things would have gone so much better. And I guess the reason I'm so passionate about this course on leadership is because I want to pass on to you who are starting in your careers and are working in neighborhoods very much like the one I went to. I want to pass on to you things that I've learned so that you don't have to make the same mistakes and face the same frustrations that I did. Now, no doubt you will make mistakes, and no doubt you will come up against things that frustrate you and overwhelm you and make you wonder whether or not you're in the right place. But hopefully in the context of this course, you've gotten a sense of your own gifts and your own proclivities as it relates to leadership. You've been given some understanding of the wide range of thought on what leadership is and the various ways to think about leadership. Hopefully you've come to understand what it is for you to be a servant leader and a transformative leader. And you've developed, or at least become acquainted with, certain cognitive tools like systems thinking and emotional intelligence and how to deal with power and conflict and issues of change, so that when you come up against those kind of challenges, at least you have something to draw on. I find that every year that I teach this course, I learn something new, and that's been true again this year. So I want to thank you for a good semester, and I look forward to working with you in the days and weeks and years to come.